So, my name is Megan. If you know me, you probably know me as Megan, Meg, or Nutmeg. Um, People who are not from my school know me as Nutmeg, so hence the name of the channel. And today, I will be finishing the video that I posted a little while ago about why I went to a psych ward, and this will be focusing more on how, because I got the storage on my camera ran out. So I got a new SD card and it ran out like in the middle. So I'm just going to be starting from that sentence on, and this is going to be a long video, so you might want to get chips, ice cream, popcorn, whatever suits your desires, Reese's Pieces, only because I was eating them before this. And this may include topics of suicide, self-harm, and eating disorders. So just beware of that. So let's get into it. So on the way from the ambulance, I was just reading a book. And sorry, I just realized something. If you didn't go watch the last video, this beginning part will make no sense to you. So there's not many videos on my channel at the time this is going to be posted, so it shouldn't be that hard to find. I might be able to link it in the description if I figure out how, but I'm not smart with technology. So basically, while I was in the ambulance, I read a book, and I got to page 359. And the only reason I remember this is because, so the first thing that I did when I got in was I had a book on me and two scrunchies, and one was in my hair, one was on my wrist. And obviously I had a hospital clothes on. It was like a Johnny but just a shirt. And then it was like buttoned in the back because you couldn't have strings because psych patient ER. And then the pants were just like normal hospital scrub pants, so like paper on your, yeah, paper scraps. And there was no waistband, so because of the strings, so you either fit into it or you didn't. And at the ER, this was. So I had a scrunchie and I just pulled the pants up like people do, like this, to their shirts. I did that to the like end of the pants and put a hair tie around it, and I was good. And then I went in an ambulance. So when I was there, I was wearing that. And then they had asked, so once we got to the ER, there was like a little bag of my stuff, which was really just my clothes, and I think that was it. So like, yeah, and my dad's glasses. So I ended up with my dad's glasses at a psych ward. Yeah, that was fun. So I had, when I was being admitted, the first thing that happened was the ambulance staff um, going to security, just handing the stuff off. They hadn't been there in, like, years apparently to drop off a patient because I'm from Massachusetts and I ended up in Vermont. And those people were also from Massachusetts, so yeah. And the entire ambulance ride I read a book and it was really good. And then security took the book away, took the scrunchies, took my clothes just to like make sure no strings, no like sweatshirt strings, no like belts in there. And so you have two choices. Either you can take your shoelaces out of your shoes and wear them inside, or you can just put your shoes, well, usually they do it for you. So they put your shoes in like this little, like, it was like a mud room. And then it went to an elevator. And this was at Brattleboro Retreat in Vermont. So this was like mudroom elevator, and the elevator went off to like off unit. So the only place we'd really go that was off unit, unless you were being discharged, which lucky you, would be the courtyard or the rec room. The rec room was less boring than the courtyard, to be honest. The courtyard was just kind of a like gardenish thing with like a tiny basketball court, and I'm not that into volleyball or basketball. I actually like volleyball. It's kind of fun. But I in the rec room there was foosball, ping pong, air hockey, and then there was a little like sized parking lot, like parking spot sized basketball court. So like it had foul line, 3-point line, 2 feet end, and then it was probably like the width of like a car. Like one car could fit there. And so that was fun. We did play soccer, which was fun. I ended up losing a ball, but like they brought it back. Sorry, it's just my skin's itchy, as you can see the red. Um, so that was that. And then, so when the security took my stuff, so basically, so the elevator like only said okay. Like when it went, it didn't say the levels. So if anybody knows why that is, or if anybody knows who built the place, or what it would say if it didn't say okay, please email me. I'll put my email address down below, and I'd love to be friends with you. This was on Tyler 3 unit, so the unit for adolescents. And this is my cat with me. Her name's Sophia, but we always call her Kitten, and she's the one making the whining noises. And yeah. So security took my stuff. 2 ladies talked to me, talked to my dad, signed paperwork, blah blah blah. Boring stuff. Then this guy, I can't remember his name, but I feel like his name was Robert. Like, I'm 99% sure it is, and I'm so, so sorry if it isn't and you see this ever in your lifetime. We ended up getting, he was really just supposed to like physically examine me. Like, I don't know, not really. It's not as intense as like what you would go for like a checkup. Like, there was, um, they took heart rate, they took blood pressure, and and temperature, and that was it for vitals. And then he did a bunch of weird tests, yeah. And then the straight line test that nobody likes. And that was about it. And then went back out. I had to use the bathroom. Couldn't use the bathroom by myself because I didn't have a skin check yet, which you'll get the explanation of what that is in like shortly in this video. And so somebody had to come with me, but that person was really nice about it. They just turned around, plucked their ears, and yeah, just poked them, like tapped them on the shoulder, like, yeah, I'm done, we can leave now. She They weren't like staring at you. Actually, she was trying her best not to. So it was still awkward, but not as awkward as it could have been. And then back out, got a skin check, which a skin check is basically just change into scrubs from whatever you're wearing and take your undergarments off, like, so completely undress, so they can mark every single scar you have, and so they know you're not hiding drugs. And it is usually female to female, male to male, but I much would rather the male doctor have done this than the doctor I had or the nurse or whatever, because the female nurse was weird. So she didn't explain what was happening. She kind of just went, get changed. Sorry, that's just my sister yelling. Her bus just came home from school. Um, so yeah, that was really, really weird and awkward. And I later got an explanation of what happened when I was up there. But I much would have rather gotten an explanation like there. And so, it was weird. Like, weird. And then, after that, I got taken up to the unit with a bunch of tunnels I don't remember, and it would have been shorter if we went outside, but it was freezing, Vermont, snow, late November. Not going outside. So, in the idea of that, we went straight out and up, and the fact that I still had scrubs on because I had not changed into what I was wearing, because I only had scrubs and the pair of clothes that I had, which were mostly clean. Like, you watched the last video, I ended up changing out of them by like 3 that day anyways, and it was as clean as they were gonna get. And there was a laundry machine, so it was like I can wash this one clothing, but I can't really wash it while I'm not in clothes, you know? So wore the scrubs, wash the clothes, put the clothes on the next day, and then my dad came and brought more clothes, and I didn't have that problem anymore. And so that was that. And then the first, so as soon as I walked in, I, my dad followed the worker, I followed them because I didn't know what to do with my life. It was just a very, sorry, trying to like stretch my shoulder. It was just a very like awkward kind of thing, like walking in a psych hospital where you don't know like what's the environment gonna be like. But a girl did like smile and like say hi when I first walked in. Carissa, yeah, Carissa, you're the best. Um, Honestly, it was a pretty welcoming environment because at the time, I'm not saying there weren't fights or stuff like that, but we still mostly got along like we were a family because keep in mind we were teenagers from the age of 12 to 17 living together. So, like, me and my sister share a room and live with each other every single day. There's fights. A lot. There wasn't as many fights. There was a couple. I mean, I wasn't really involved in any of them, except for me being mad at the teacher lady there, which I'll explain later. And so that happened. And basically, so the routine. So when I walked in, it was about maybe 4. It took an hour to like admit me, and I got a room that the only room in there that did not have shelves or a nightstand. And it's because of the fact that somebody broke the nightstand and the dressers at the same time, like, or shelves. Yeah, they really weren't dressers. They were just shelf, like hanging on the wall. Some were hanging on the wall, some were like on the ground, and it was like confusing. If mine were there, mine would have been nailed to the ground. So it would have been weird to like have shelves there. And like there was a window, a bed, a ventilator, and then there was this little blue bin in the corner that you could use for laundry. And since I had no shelves, I just ended up taking the mattress off of the like. So imagine no headboard, no like footboard that's back there if you can see, and none of like this, and just a wooden square. So that was what the bed looked like, and it was nailed to the ground. So I just took the mattress up, like on the sheets, like mattress sheets on floor. Stuff I needed, clean clothes on bed, paperwork on bed, schoolwork on bed, book, the book I'm gonna complain about soon on bed.